Hey guys, before the video starts, I just wanted to let you guys know that from now on you'll have a Stroppo link or a similar site, I don't know yet, in the description, which means that you're gonna be able to choose what video is gonna be next. But now let's do the actual video. Alright, so we're in FL Studio, as per usual, except when I'm in Ableton and people ask me why I switched. Why can't I use both? Anyways, today I'm gonna show you guys how to achieve some Phonk vocals, kind of relating to the Freddie Dredd tutorial, because that can be probably the best example when it comes to these specific vocals. So I'm just probably gonna clickbait it. I'm sorry, but let's just jump into it. So I have this instrumental, pretty funk if you ask me, and let's just listen to it. It kind of takes me back to like Need for Speed Underground 1 or 2, you know, like Riders on the Storm type vibe for some reason. So I recorded some random vocals and they go like this: ride for my click, die for my click, stride for my pride, you can't run, bitch you can't hide, and then the loop goes on. Because usually for Phonk vocals you'd have some looping vocals and then you'd have your main verse, you know, kind of like Freddie Dredd-ish. So that's what I did minus the actual verse because I'm too lazy to actually write something. Let's actually see what's on the master and then the vocals. First of all, the vocals are clean, as in there's nothing on them, I just recorded them. But if I play them, you're gonna notice something's different. Ride for my click, die for my click, strive for my pride, you can run but you can hide, I'm a ride for my click. First of all, they begin really abruptly. And that was intentional because, you know, I can just leave the normal ride part in. Ride from my click. But I wanted to achieve the abrupt funk sound, kind of. And also the second thing, it sounds really, not low quality necessarily, but it sounds bit crushed. And that's because on the master, I do have a degrader as I did in the same Freddie Dredd tutorial. And as I said, it's a really good plugin. And there are a lot of alternatives for free. As far as I know, Isotope Vinyl is free, TAL's Bit Crusher, D-Blue Bit Crusher as well, so you can find your own way of doing it, but I find Degrader to be the most useful. And this because, you know, it's a bit crushing plugin. Not only that it affects the beat and it gives it the vintage vibe, kind of, it also affects the vocals because I chose to mix the vocals inside of the main beat project, when normally I just render the track and then, you know, put the vocals over it. So let's continue with the effects for the vocals so we get that true feeling of a funk beat. First things first, before we actually mix the vocals, we need to chop them up and add the stuttering that you would hear in a funk beat. So I wrote these the way I did just so I have spaces, like empty spaces, so I can just chop this part specifically and then duplicate it. So let's hear how it sounds normally and then by doing this. Ride from my click, die from my click. And now if I add it here, ride from my click, die from my click. You know what I mean? And to make it even more interesting, all I'm gonna do is actually remove this last beat so it ends even more abrupt. Ride from my click, die from my click. And I'm also probably gonna synchronize these vocals because they're not perfectly on beat, so I'm just gonna move them by holding down Alt, which means that I can move everything freely by basically ignoring the grid. Once again, we're gonna chop this, we're gonna hold down Shift, we're gonna drag it to the left. Ride from my click, die from my click, strive for my pride, you can run but you can hide, And I'm gonna delete this part and then simply duplicate it by holding down Shift once again. And you can also duplicate, let's say, this part, strive for my pride, by just deleting this and then duplicating this. Strive for my pride, strive for my pride. Actually, let's get rid of this too and just duplicate this once again. Strive for my pride, strive for my and delete this sound. And once again, duplicate it. And let's see how it transitions, if we need to actually modify it. Strive for my pride, strive for my ride for my click. And now let's actually listen to the vocals with the beat and then let's go and mix them. Ride for my click, die for my click, strive for my pride, you can run but you can hide, Okay, pretty good. We definitely need to tweak the mix a little bit, as in probably compress it slightly just so everything is equal. I'm probably gonna use a basic preset from Multiband Compressor, which is the Maximize. I mean, you can just use any compressor, honestly. Okay, so now if you listen to it, you'll notice that it's really loud because it's making everything equally loud, basically. Die for my click, die for my click. So I'm gonna add an EQ to actually turn it down and also get rid of the low frequencies, maybe all the way up to like 180, I guess, or 70. Die for my click, die for my click, try for my pride. You can run but you can hide. I'm a die for my click, die for my click, try for my pride, try for my die for my click. And also what I want to do is add a noise gate, and I don't know if I'm gonna add it before or after the compressor, so let's just add it after. I'm actually gonna use a limiter preset, and we're just gonna change the threshold as we listen to it. So let's see. Try for my click, die for my click, try for my pride, try for my. Okay, this should do it. It's not as aggressive, but it still gets rid of the useless white noise. So we want the vocals to be as clean as possible, even though we're gonna degrade it even more. Actually, I'm gonna get rid of the treble, or at least a little bit of it, like this maybe. For my pride, you can run but you can hide. I'm a ride for my click, die for my click, try for my pride. And let's listen to everything as well. For my pride, you can run but you can hide. I'm a ride for my click, die for my click, try for my pride, try for my. And what I'm gonna do is add a delay, just like a really subtle delay on like 4, maybe just changing the volume and the volume. For my die for my click, die for my click, try for my pride. You can run but you can hide. I'm a ride for my click, die for my click, try for my pride, try for my ride. And turning the feedback level all the way to like 10% maybe. So the delay goes on for like 2 or 3 times at most. Right from my click, die. And it's really subtle, and that's the point. We just want it to be there, just as subtle as we can use it. And now, as I said, we're gonna add a degrader, and it's probably gonna be over the delay, but we can always change the order, so let's see. Ride for my click, die for my click, try for my pride. You can run but you can hide. I'm a ride for my click, die for my click, try for my pride, try for my. Yeah, okay, I guess this works. All I did was increase the saturation by 25%, slightly change the bit depth. I lowered it just so it gets a little bit more distorted, and I tweaked the sample rate. You can do this in delay 3 as well, tuning the sample rate, and you can probably combine like 2 or 3 stock plugins to achieve this effect, so there's no need for you to actually buy it if you don't feel like it. And let's see how it sounds like with everything else. Die for my click, die for my click, try for my pride. You can run but you can hide. I'm a ride for my click, die for my click, try for my pride, try for my ride for my click, die for my click, try for my pride. You can run but you can hide. I'm a ride for my click, die for my click, try for my pride, try for my. And that's about it. This is pretty much how you do it. The only thing that's gonna differ every time probably is gonna be the EQ, because it really depends on your voice and the microphone that you're using. In my case, I have a lot of bass in my voice, so I need to get rid of most of it, but also kind of keep it, because otherwise it's gonna sound really nasal. You need to find the perfect amount, I guess, of low end and mids for your voice, and that's what's gonna take the most time probably. But once you figure it out, you're probably gonna be good to go. The other effects probably won't even matter as much as the EQing and a slight compression, as you noticed. But that's gonna do it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. As I said, you have a poll link in the description, and you can add your own ideas, and the most voted one is gonna be the next video. So go vote. And also, follow my social medias, and also if you want to buy beats, go on my Tracktrain profile or on my website. You can find a beats tab and you can buy beats. Please buy beats because I need placements. But it was your boy Gunsoww, and I'll see you guys in the next one.